many times have you answered a question at work with the words, I don't know? If you're like most of us professionals, the answer is not very often. And that makes sense because saying those three words can feel really uncomfortable. It can make us feel vulnerable. Many people worry that admitting they don't know something will make them appear weak, maybe unprepared or even less capable. We often tell ourselves things like, I should know this already. What if people think I'm not competent? Or I don't want to create conflict or disappoint my boss. So instead of saying, I don't know, we may guess, deflect, or quickly search for an answer. But here's the truth. In leadership, saying, I don't know can actually become a powerful strength. Great leaders understand that they do not know everything. Self awareness means recognizing your limits and being open to learn from others. When leaders develop this awareness, they're better able to manage situations and work effectively with others to get results. When you admit that you don't know something, you are not showing weakness. You are demonstrating leadership qualities that teams respect. You are showing courage and humility. You're stepping outside of your comfort zone, accepting that you do not need to be perfect, recognizing that others may have valuable input. Even better, saying, I don't know, creates space for others to contribute. And when people feel invited to speak up, new ideas and insights often surface that might otherwise have stayed hidden. This is where innovation and collaboration begin. But doing this well takes practice. Here are 3 practical tips and habits that can make it easier. Number 1 is notice the tension in your body. Often, when someone asks a question you cannot answer, your body reacts before your mind does. You may feel tightness in your chest, a rush of anxiety, a quick urge to respond immediately. This tension is a signal. It means something has triggered your internal pressure to perform. Instead of reacting instantly, though, pause. Let's discuss an example. Imagine you are a supervisor on a production meeting and your manager asks,
Why did line 3 miss the target yesterday?
You're not completely sure yet. Instead of scrambling for an answer, I want you to pause and say things like,
Well, that's a good question. Let me take a closer look at the data and I will get right back to you.
That moment of awareness prevents you from reacting defensively and allows you to respond thoughtfully. Self-aware leaders regularly observe their thoughts and reactions so they can respond intentionally instead of emotionally. Number 2, reframe the voice in your head. When we do not know something, our inner dialogue often becomes negative. You might hear thoughts like, I should know this. I look unprepared. Or this makes me seem incompetent. But these thoughts are rarely accurate. Reframing means changing that internal message into something much more constructive. Instead of thinking, I must be stupid not to know this, try reframing it to something like, no one can know everything. This is an opportunity to learn or to hear another perspective. Consider this example. During a strategy meeting, someone asks a technical question outside of your expertise. Rather than pretending that you understand, you might say something like,
That's outside my area of expertise. Let's hear from someone who works closer to that process.
Now, you have turned that moment of uncertainty into a chance for others to contribute. Number 3, use the response habit to engage others. Admitting that you don't know something does not need to stop the conversation. In fact, it can strengthen the discussion. Sometimes leaders intentionally say, I don't know, even when they have a possible answer. Why? Because they want to hear what others think first. This simple habit can unlock creativity and problem solving across your whole team. When employees feel invited to contribute, they step outside of their comfort zone and then they begin taking ownership of their ideas and some of their solutions. This is how great teams grow. A powerful response might be something like this.
That's a great question. I don't know the answer yet. Let's explore it together.
Notice what this does. First, it acknowledges the value of the question, which helps other people feel valued. Second, it is an honest response that invites collaboration. Here's an example of that. During a team meeting, an employee asks,
Could we change the process so we could reduce rework?
instead of dismissing the idea, you might respond with,
That's a great point. I don't know the best solution yet, but let's discuss the ideas as a team.
Suddenly, the room becomes engaged, people feel heard, and the solutions start emerging. What is more powerful than that? Now you see that leadership is not about having all the answers. It's about creating an environment where people feel safe and contribute their ideas, and they're okay to be challenging assumptions. When leaders openly admit they do not know something, they send a powerful message. Learning is more important than ego. This approach encourages employees to share their ideas, to ask questions, to challenge problems openly, participate in solving issues, and often someone in the room already has insight that you need. Here's a leadership challenge for you. Over the next week, try this experiment for me. The next time someone asks you a question you cannot or wish not to answer immediately, pause for a moment and notice your reaction. Reframe your inner dialogue and respond with curiosity and honesty. You might be surprised by what happens. Sometimes the most powerful leadership moment begins with these simple words, I don't know. And that might just open the door to the best idea in the room.